So today we're on a boat. It's a little bit different than my last boat. My last boat was like a 5-metre aluminium side console fishing boat. I was looking for something that we could take away with us when we take the camper, so couldn't tow anything. That meant we're down to a small dinghy or a canoe. And I was just poking around a local sporting shop and saw some inflatable kayaks, and I thought, they look pretty good. They're reasonably priced. And went home and did some research, and it was like, these things have actually progressed quite a way since I've last looked at them and thought that they're just a toy. So we've got a 4.1 Itiwit 3-seater kayak. It's got 2 blow-up tubes. The seats are removable. It's got an inflatable drop-seamed floor, which is really, it's so solid. You could probably stand up in it at a pinch. It's reasonable width with the side pontoons. It's exceptionally stable. It's not going to go anywhere. We've taken it out with 2 of us so far, and really impressed with it. I quite like fishing with soft plastics on light rigs. Today we're using some 3-inch minnow grubs in a pumpkin seed colour, 4-pound leader, and it's a cast and slow retrieve. I've already caught a small bream and a small flounder, which was like, I thought to myself, here I am in my $899 inflatable kayak that really causes a stir at the boat ramp, because you get a few people coming over going, tell me more about this because I'm interested, I'd like one. It's just really good. It folds up into a backpack. It's 15 kilos. It just sits in the back of the Jeep. The double-ended oar splits in half. It is just far better than what I thought. Now, with pumping it up, I thought to myself, I'm going to be clever and I'll probably use the ARB compressor in the car. And had a look on eBay, and you could buy a fitting that goes into these fittings. And it's not the normal blow-up inflatable pool toy fitting. It's actually a click-in fitting with a spring-loaded centerpiece, which I'll show you later. But I bought this fitting and connected it to the one pontoon on the kayak, and it took 4.5 minutes to pump up. So I thought, went back to the sporting shop, and I've got this from Decathlon. They're a worldwide sporting goods brand. They have these massive shops, like one of the big box shops. Bought a pump for $30, and it pumps up, does the same thing in 1.5 minutes that the ARB pump took 4 minutes. To pump the whole thing up, so you've got 2 side pontoons, you've got the floor to pump up, and the seats take a little bit of air too, but you can adjust those for comfort. The seats have got backrests. It takes less than 5 minutes. There was a guy at the launching ramp today who brought in a fiberglass kayak while I was just putting this on the ground, and it took him just as long to put his on the roof than what it did for me to get prepped to go fishing. And it was like, okay, I'm starting to see some benefits to this thing, and the joy is that when I take it home, it's just in a backpack, and it's a large backpack, a 15-kilo backpack, but it stores very simply just in the corner of the room. So you've got to be happy with that. And when we take the camper away, I actually took it away on our last trip before Christmas down the south coast, but because of the weather conditions, just didn't use it because it was absolutely miserable. But today, there's a little bit of wind. You can get out of the wind. I've bought a small kayak anchor, and I can anchor, and I'm just really enjoying this thing. But it's like, I was talking to a guy at the launching ramp, and I said, you know, my last boat was like $30,000, and I came to this place a lot. I'd normally put the boat in here, travel 20 minutes down Coal and Candle Creek, anchor somewhere, and do some fishing most days. And I thought, well, I'm not going 20 minutes down the creek. I'm kind of in the bay, in Apple Tree Bay or around the corner. However, I've still caught fish. I'm reasonably comfortable because this thing is, because it's inflatable, it's soft. The seat has a backrest, which you can adjust, and it's okay, but it's supporting my back, and I'm not having a bad day. And it's like, for less than $1,000, here I am doing the same thing that I was doing in a $30,000 boat, which is really weird. I don't know if Less is probably not more, and this is only going to be for myself and Donna, and that's going to be it, whereas the other one you can take out 6 people. The time I found in that boat, I was just out by myself. I'd go out early on a Sunday morning, do 3 or 4 hours fishing and come home. Kind of doing the same thing. And I'm getting a workout by pumping it up and paddling. It's kind of like the inflatable boat that you didn't realise that you needed to have. And I like to get out onto the water. I do like to do a little bit of light lure fishing. I do like to, when I'm on holidays, do that. And this allows me to do all of that in a lightweight fold-up scenario that I can still take the camper away in a short wheelbase Jeep. Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of a new way of thinking for me. Now, I've brought this home today from using it, and I'm finding it's far easier to just let the air out of it, throw it into the back of the car, wherever I'm using it, and bring it home and then wash it down, let it dry, and then fold it up. So we'll let it dry for a bit, I'll towel it down, and I'll show you how it goes back into its backpack. Now I'll just show you these fittings before I put it away. Each fitting has the PSI value, and there's the gauge on the pump, so you can see that. They have a spring-loaded centre, and when you lock the pump into it, it pushes down on this centre. And when you let the air out, you just push the plug down, and it all comes out. So it works really well. So as you can see, it all went back into its backpack, which was pretty rare because I didn't think it was going to happen. And not only does it go back into its backpack, you can actually fit the pump in there too. The only thing that don't go in there where there's some pockets for are the oars. So it's a good self-contained unit, and I'd be more than happy to carry this from the vehicle to wherever I had to put it in. Now the only downside that I can see with this so far is that in heavy winds, if you're trying to paddle the thing around, you do get blown around a lot. But with that one downside, the rest of it is fairly up. You do have to watch for oysters on rocks at the sides of wherever you are though. But it is inflatable, and within those realms it's fine. So that's it for today guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.